Sometimes, a message pops up, and you just don't know what to say. You pause, overthink, or reply too fast, and later wish you hadn't. Sounds familiar, right? The truth is, your reply holds more power than you realize. It can build trust or ruin a connection. Maybe it's happened to you. You replied instantly, and something felt off. The tone, the words, the timing. Why does this happen? Because most people react. They don't respond. They type fast, but forget to think. More than that, you might have faced it. Does it happen to you also? You might have replied, and your communication is quite instantly. Have you ever noticed why this happens? It is because you make some mistakes during instant replay. Don't worry. There are some common mistakes that people make, and they get stuck in difficult to manage the relationships. Now your problem is solved. I'm going to show you the 7 mistakes people often make when they get contacted. If you stay with us, you'll learn how to avoid these mistakes and respond in the best way possible. By the end, I will reveal some experts' thoughts to make your relationship more reliable and able to contact wisely. Exactly what to do to make sure you always leave a great impression. Ready to find out? Let's get started. But before we get to know these common mistakes, I just want to say that if you like this video, then appreciate me by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video. Now let's get back to the topic. Let's explore these mistakes in detail. Number 1. Reacting emotionally. When someone contacts you, it's easy to be swept away by your emotions. Whether it's anger, frustration, sadness, or even excitement, these emotions can lead you to act impulsively. The Stoics remind us that emotions are natural, but they should never control our actions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, often wrote about the importance of separating our thoughts from our feelings. He believed that we cannot always control what happens to us, but we can control our reactions. When you receive a message or phone call, take a step back and resist the urge to react immediately. However, Stoic wisdom teaches us that rushing to tie up loose ends can lead to unnecessary stress and frustration. The Stoic philosophers believed in the importance of patience and reflection before making any decision or taking action. In many cases, closure is not something that can be achieved instantly or by force. Instead of pushing for a quick resolution, allow yourself the space to reflect on the situation and what it means for you. Sometimes, what we think we need in the moment is not actually what will bring us peace in the long run. By resisting the temptation to immediately address every issue, you allow time for clarity and personal growth, leading to more thoughtful and intentional decisions. Number 3. Letting your ego take over. One of the most damaging responses we can have when someone contacts us is to let our ego take the reins. Whether it's a desire to win the conversation, prove a point, or assert control, acting out of ego rarely leads to positive outcomes. Stoicism teaches that we must detach from our ego and approach situations with humility, wisdom, and calm. When you're tempted to let your ego take over, remind yourself that the goal isn't to assert dominance or to prove anything to anyone. Instead, focus on maintaining respect for both yourself and the other person. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When you respond with humility and respect, you preserve your integrity and foster healthier relationships, regardless of the outcome." Number 4, ignoring your own needs. In the face of someone else's needs or demands, it's easy to forget about your own. Whether it's responding out of obligation or trying to meet someone else's expectations, putting yourself last can lead to resentment and burnout. The Stoics emphasized the importance of focusing on one's own well-being and acting in alignment with one's values and principles. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, reminds us that our emotional responses are within our control. If you find yourself in a situation where responding to someone would drain your energy or go against your values, it's okay to set boundaries. Prioritizing your own well-being is not selfish. It's necessary for maintaining a healthy and balanced life. By respecting your own needs, you ensure that your actions are in line with your long-term happiness and peace of mind. Number 5, seeking validation. Many of us, when contacted by someone from our past, seek validation. We may want to know that we're valued, wanted, or appreciated, and this desire for validation can sometimes drive our responses. However, relying on external validation is one of the quickest ways to undermine our own sense of self-worth. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from within, and that we should not depend on others to define who we are. Instead of seeking validation from the person reaching out, take a moment to reflect on your own strengths and values. Ask yourself, how do I feel about myself, regardless of how others perceive me? When you rely on your own internal sense of worth, you maintain your sense of peace and power. Responding with confidence grounded in self-respect creates a stronger and more balanced foundation for all of your interactions. Number 6, holding on to the past. When someone reaches out, especially someone you haven't heard from in a long time, it's easy to get caught up in old memories. A single message can bring back years of joy, regret, anger, or longing. But here's the danger. If you let the past guide your response, you risk falling into old patterns that no longer serve you. The Stoics urged us to live in the present, not chained to who we once were or what we once felt. They believed that the only moment that truly exists is now. What's done is done. You can't change it, but you can change how you respond today. When you hold on to past pain or past joy, you lose sight of your current clarity. You're not the same person anymore, and neither is the other. So why respond from the version of yourself that existed back then? Before you type that reply, pause, breathe. Ask yourself, am I responding from a place of growth or from a wound? Release the need to revive what was. Instead, approach the message as the person you are now, with wisdom, with emotional discipline, with clarity. Because growth is not just about moving forward. It's about not going back to what you've already outgrown. Number 7, responding out of habit. Have you ever responded to someone and later thought, why did I say that? Chances are you were reacting out of habit, not intention. We all do it. A certain tone, a familiar phrase, a known situation. Your brain takes a shortcut, and before you know it, your fingers are typing something you've said 100 times before. But growth doesn't come from automatic replies. It comes from mindful communication. The Stoics believed that every action should be guided by reason, not impulse. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That means even the smallest response deserves thought and reflection. When you reply out of habit, you risk reinforcing an old identity that no longer fits. Maybe you've grown past your need to be defensive. Maybe you're no longer the person who avoids confrontation or seeks validation. But if you respond automatically, those habits will still speak for you. So next time someone contacts you, pause before replying. Ask yourself, is this the version of me I want to present? Is this reply rooted in peace, purpose, and truth? If not, wait, reflect. Respond only when your words align with your values, not your patterns. Growth is silent. It's not in what you say quickly, but in what you choose to say wisely. Some important tips for responding when they contact you discreetly. When someone contacts you, especially with something personal or sensitive, it's important to respond with care. First, take your time before replying. Don't rush to send a message, as giving yourself a moment to think will help you avoid saying something you might later regret. It's also crucial to be respectful of the other person's privacy. If they've shared something personal, make sure to keep it confidential and avoid talking about it with others, unless they've given you permission. Use clear and simple language in your response so that there are no misunderstandings, and always try to stay calm and polite, even if the message makes you emotional. Timing is another important factor. If someone contacts you during late hours or busy moments, respond at an appropriate time to show that you respect their space. Lastly, if the message involves emotions, acknowledging their feelings can go a long way in showing that you care and understand what they're going through. Responding discreetly is all about being thoughtful, respectful, and considerate, ensuring that you maintain trust and strong connections in your relationships. Wrapping up, as you can see, the way you respond when someone contacts you can have a profound effect on your growth and inner peace. By avoiding these common mistakes and applying Stoic principles, emotional detachment, patience, humility, and self-respect, you can turn every interaction into a chance to strengthen your character and nurture your well-being. Remember, how you respond shapes your reality, so choose wisely. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who could use a little Stoic wisdom. See you next time.